Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Interceptor. Let me fix my chair. We are back with another Alliance War video, and today ISO8A is taking on Made in Brazil, MIBR. So these guys are the most well-known Brazilian alliance. There have been others in Masters at times. Not currently. I believe they're the only Masters level alliance right now. And we have another Quake and Ghost War. Wow. But you couldn't see that coming. Yeah, Ghost returns as a YouTube title video. I did not... Okay, so, like, I know Ghost was only gone for one war. There was only one war I didn't use her. But, come on. You try coming up with Alliance War title after Alliance War title when all of the videos are the exact same with just Quake and Ghost fights. And the only time that I know what the title is in Wars When I Die. So, like, I've run out of ideas, right? I don't know what to name it. So, here we go. So, obviously, we have the team of Quake, Ghost, Wasp, which is the three champs I bring to Alliance War the most. Right here in Section 1, we have... we're going Path 1. And then we have a mini-boss, and then we're going to go to Path 6, Section 2, and then I have actually 3 mini-bosses on the boss island. So I have a really, like a good war, right? So we're boosting up here 15%, and then I'm going to use the 200% tech boost. So I'm actually out. Sorry, just making sure it's not too late to buy the tech boosts. I'm actually out of the 150% boosts. So I have to use the 200% boosts, which are considerably worse. So that means that in order for me not to get to Special 3 every time I use my Special 2, I actually have to either not run Suicides or not max boost. I actually come up with a little compromise that you guys will see later, where I kind of go somewhere in the middle, and you'll see what I mean. But for this first fight, I actually forgot to turn on Suicides. I had every intention of entering this fight with half Suicides with Quake, and I realized when I got into the fight that I forgot to change my masteries, and I didn't have Suicides on, which is why the fight took so long. But the fight's going to be over right here. So still under 2 minutes, but against such a low health opponent, it should have been like a minute 10. Anyways, right here, I'm going to realize, so I'm going to redo all my masteries. I'm going to do my Ghost setup, which means I put no points into precision. And because Quake never hits the opponent, or at least if you don't make any mistakes, she doesn't, you do not have to worry about that either. So you always have to put 1 point into Lesser Cruelty just to unlock Suicide masteries. And then here we're actually going to stick with half Suicides. Now we're going to stick with half Suicides right up until the end of the war, and then for my last 2 fights we're going to switch on full Suicides, which actually is a pretty crucial thing that I do. So you will see that. Now this is actually the sketchiest fight of the war. So I throw an advanced power boost because I have to take this Dragon Man, plus I have to take a Korg on the Fury build-up node immediately after. I'm gonna turn my face, or just gonna remove my face cam for a second. This fight does not go well. What happened there is Dragon Man reacts extremely quickly while hitting into your face, much quicker than most champions. So what happened is he actually was able to parry me off of my my counter of his hit into my face. So after that, I only did one hit counters into his phase, and then 2 special 2s killed. So slightly sketchy because I got clipped a little bit, but it's not really that big of a deal. Now we're gonna have this Korg on the Fury build-up node, and I know that I have to use the light attacks to remove the charges, but if you actually use your light attack as an intercept, it removes 2 charges. So every single time that I'm using a light attack here, other than the first time, it removes 2 charges. And then we throw this special 2, it gets us right back to a special 2, and we're just going to throw it. Gets us to our special 3, and the fight's over. Like, you can't really ask a fight to go much better than that. Well, you can. Like, it could end in 2 special 2s, like a bunch of the fights in this war. Yeah, I'd say that went really nice. I cannot complain about how that went. So, there we go. That fight goes down. Actually, when I was assigned that fight, I had absolutely no clue which champ he wanted me to use, because objectively speaking, there are 3 good counters to that fight. Quake, Doom, and Ghost. They're the 3 best. Those are the 3 counters people usually use for that fight, although Apocalypse is extremely reasonable as long as you can get some backdraft light intercepts. And yeah, that was it for that. So now we're going to be healing up and boosting up for Section 2 and the Boss Island. And this is going to be a Mysterio. And just going to pause here so you see what boosts I'm using. These are the same boosts I'm going to use for the Boss Island. Now, the fact that I'm using a 200% boost means that I cannot use a attack boost, because the difference between a 150% boost and a 200% boost is I get roughly 33.333 repeating percent more power, which is just that divided by the increase. So 50 divided by 150, because 50 is the difference. And when I subtract 15% attack, that means that I'm only getting 16% more. 16%? That's definitely wrong. It's 18%, right? Yeah, 18% more power. And I actually have a way to solve that too, which is half suicides, because suicides are actually going to make up the rest of that difference. So I'm going to receive almost the exact same amount of power that I would with a 150% boost with an attack boost and full suicides. So we're up for our first fight in vulnerability. This is going to be a rank 3 6-star Mysterio on Rage. And you'll notice I didn't speed up the beginning of this fight. It starts off really weird. I don't even know what happened, because in the moment I didn't feel like I made a mistake. But apparently I did. And I didn't dex fast enough because he just comboed me. So that was my 3 invulnerability charges gone. And he hit me once to do damage, plus the rest of my damage, because I entered the 100%. The rest of my damage was lost from... the rest of my damage was lost from my bleed suicides. But yeah, the rest of this fight absolutely perfectly. Not a parry, not a heavy attack thrown. Actually, is there one heavy attack thrown? I don't remember. I did these fights literally 10 minutes ago. Like, I'm recording immediately after the last fight ended. I had everything already ready in iMovie. I just had to add in the last clip. But yeah, this fight goes down really perfectly. I don't think I throw off a single heavy attack. So yeah, pretty good fight. Pretty happy with how that went. That's actually not my last Quake fight. I'm going to take a fight I was not assigned. But I did confirm with the officers that it was okay. Because I wanted to clear tonight so that they would be able to clear the Boss Island while I was sleeping. Which is better for everyone else's time zone. And now we're here with Aggression Prowess, Power Focus 2, Doctor Strange. And I was considering putting on a special 1 boost, but I didn't think that it would work for all 3 of my fights. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get to my special 2 naturally, the normal way you do with Ghost. And this might be one of the first times I've actually done that this season. I think I've used a special 1 boost for my Ghost fights like almost every single time. And there, my special 2 actually got me to like 2.999 bars. And if I had phased the hit to get the intercept for my L2, an L3 would have been thrown instead of the L2, so I actually had to do that. I had to intercept without triggering phase, which is pretty simple, but yeah, that's what I had to do. And now we are going into my last Quake fight of the war, which is going to be Punisher on Safeguard. We had assigned a Red Magneto here, who is also a great counter, but Quake, Red Magneto, does not matter. This is a fight for one of the 2 of those champions. And yeah, it just goes down really easily. I don't make a single mistake. I don't get hit. I don't parry. I actually, in this fight, I think I throw off 2 heavy attacks. One was on purpose, and then one was a mistake. That one was the mistake. The one that's on purpose, you guys will see later on. But I think I throw my intentional heavy, like, quite early. Like, it was way too early that I threw it. So, I throw it when he's at, like, 30%, which is just so dumb. I don't know why I did that, but I remember thinking, oh, he's about to die, I should throw a heavy attack to speed it up, which is usually what you do in Quake fights. You throw like 1 heavy attack as long as there's no other power gain source, and they're not a mystic. Okay, so I'm misremembering. I threw it when he had 1 cycle left, so that's really not that bad. And then the last heavy comes from him dying. Here we're going to throw on the full suicides, and that is because the health pools on the boss island are so much bigger than normal path fights that despite the fact that you're getting all of the extra power gain, the fact that I'm not using the attack boost is actually going to completely make up the difference with the health pools and the power gain. So we're taking this bishop. I took this bishop like 2 or 3 wars ago. It's a really easy ghost fight. I've got this fight down. Like, there's no risk to this fight. But this fight's actually a little bit unique because he's actually going to survive my second special 2, which did not happen last time. So there we go. It got me to perfectly 2 bars. So I throw another special 2, got me to like 2.3 bars, throw another one, first hit kills. I mean, there was literally like a 2-second difference of instead of the last hit of my second special 2 killing, it was just the first hit of my third. So perfect fight as far as I'm concerned. And now we are going into our last fight of the war, which is going to be a Guardian on 55, which has best defense, brute force, spry, and limber. And I was told to wait for a white Magneto here, but to be honest, I was pretty concerned that the extra attack that you get from the white mags pre-fight was going to be too much for my power gain. Turns out I was completely wrong, and I'm actually going to not get to a single SP2 from any of the special 2s that I throw. So I should have waited, but the guy was not around. Actually, that's not true. He might have been around. I honestly just didn't tag him to check if he was around, but he is dead. That was just a perfect fight. He would have screwed up the fight a little bit if he threw the L1, but I was just going to block it. Like, I don't really care about the high ground damage, especially when I'm at 95% health. And yeah, the Alliance War is over. I don't know why I got turned sideways. There we go. I fixed it. That is my war. So I had 8 fights, which is a really nice war for me. And honestly, I'm extremely happy with how that war went. One very slight one very slight slip up in the Dragon Man fight where I ate a few hits because I got parried, and then one small mistake in the Quake versus Mysterio fight. But otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, that was pretty much a picture-perfect war. And I think I will be able to get by with these 200% tech boosts until I get my 150% boosts. So yeah, that is going to be all for today. I actually don't know who won this war, so the current score is we have 105 exploration, 105 kills, and they have 75, and they are winning with a score of 4-3, I believe it is right now. So statistically they're actually not winning, because if you divide 105 by 4, it's more than 25, 1 out of 25, and if you divide 75 by 3, they're actually dying 1 out of 25. So if you're going based on their average of how much they die compared to ours, we're technically winning, but that means absolutely nothing. Like, they could just not die again and end the war. That's completely possible. So still at a death total of 3 this season, but I've got high hopes on making a good recovery and ending the season strong. My PSR is 37 out of 40, so we're at 93%. and my Deathless streak is up to 11. So that is going to be it for this Alliance War. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.